Hello, everybody, and welcome again to mindfuljourneys.biz. This week's theme is going to be on connecting to your partner. So, we have three practices the wisdom, talk, and reflection journaling. We have the meditation and we have the yoga asana practice that all go with this. They're all called connecting to your partner. So, each week, I encourage you to check back with mindfuljourneys.biz. If you found us on YouTube or Facebook, you might want to visit the website because there I offer one-on-one counseling, couples counseling, and I will be offering a series of classes also. So this week, we're going to talk a little bit about how to specifically address conflict in your relationships with your partner. So what I want you to do is think about a negative situation you've recently had with your partner, grab a journal, and let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do here is think about that negative interaction that you experienced, something that you're still reflecting on, something that triggered you. For example, I see a client named Joe. Of course, the name is changed to protect the identity of the client that I've been working with. And he felt upset yesterday because his wife kept putting away his heating pad. So Joe has an issue with chronic pain, and he uses the heating pad at night to help him sleep. He leaves it in the bed. Makes sense, right? Each night, when he gets ready to climb into bed, he notices the heating pad has been removed and put away in the closet. So go ahead and pause the video and come back when you've journaled about your particular situation. So now that you have taken a little time to journal about what happened with you, you're going to describe 2 to 3 emotions in your journal that you felt during that situation. For example, Joe felt annoyed, he felt hurt, and he felt misunderstood. How did you feel when your partner did XYZ? Go ahead and pause and write that down in your journal. And now that you've joined me again, we're going to dig a little deeper. What meaning did you give the situation is the next question you're going to ask yourself. So what meaning did you give the situation? For example, Joe felt like his wife didn't understand his needs, right? He felt like she was taking something away from him that he was using for comfort, that he felt was important. And he felt like his wife didn't understand him. And that led to him feeling like maybe his wife didn't love him. So that's really at the core. The root here is that he was feeling unloved by his wife. Surely, he thought, his wife must understand that he needed the heating pad and that he felt like he was not loved by her because she kept putting it away. So go ahead and dig a little deeper into your situation. And when you're ready, come back to the video. And then next, ask yourself, what negative thing are you afraid will take place? So, for example, Joe was afraid his wife didn't love him and that maybe she would eventually leave him and he would be alone. So now you could see that we've taken the situation of her just putting the heating pad away, but Joe has made it mean something else, right? It's really gone deep into his core and he's really personalized it. But he doesn't really know what his wife is thinking, but that's how he was interpreting the situation going on. So then the next thing that Joe and I explored together was I asked him if this was true. Did his wife really not love him? Was she going to leave and would he be alone? And I suggested that he think about 3 times when he felt loved by his wife. He said he felt loved when she made him coffee in the morning before work. She set it all up for him, and all he had to do was press the button and it was ready to go. She was still asleep because he got up early. He said he also felt loved when she reached out to hold his hand when they were watching a movie together on the couch. And the third example he gave me was that he felt loved by her when she took the time to listen to his concern about a coworker the other day, right? He was having some trouble and kind of vented to her, and she was really listening and, interacting with him in a loving way. So go ahead and ask yourself if that negative thing that you identified with your partner is true, and see if you can find 3 reasons why it might not be true, and go ahead and write those down in your journal. So now that you've done all of that, next you're going to ask yourself, what is it that you need in this situation to create relief? So when I asked Joe what he needed, he told me he probably needed to talk to his wife and ask her why she kept putting the heating pad away. When he talked to his wife, she said that she was putting it away because she knew he liked things to be neat around the house. And so when she made the bed, she put it away. She was also afraid that it might be a fire risk to leave it plugged in and on the bed. So she was feeling unsafe. So in her own way, she was actually expressing her love for Joe by doing something she thought would please him, by keeping things neat, and protect him by trying to avoid a fire risk. So as you can see, Joe's understanding of the situation is over here on one side, and the reasons that his wife, was doing this was on the other side, and they were not meeting at all, and they were causing this conflict. So Joe felt much better after having talked to his wife, just by simply asking her why she kept putting the heating pad away, and he had misunderstood her intentions from the beginning, and realized that her intentions or her own reasons for acting the way she did were, something completely different from his. So it's time to ask your question, like, do you think that talking to your partner about what triggered you could help? Joe and I, we did some work together to discover like what the root of the problem is, but you can do this on your own. And he was able to talk to his wife to see what was going on. But if he had not done this work with me beforehand, what do you think might have happened, right? He could have gone to his wife, confronted her, feeling hurt, maybe feeling angry and frustrated and annoyed, and they could have gotten into an argument about it. He could have yelled at her, showed his anger, because he was feeling hurt and unloved by his wife, right? Those are really strong feelings. But instead, he first journaled about this, we talked about it, and then he went to ask her, just kind of in a neutral state, right, without all the hurt and all the anger, and discovered that he was loved, and even though he was feeling disconnected, this conversation that they had made him feel more connected. And she probably would have also been upset had he approached her in anger and yelled at her, and brought up all these negative feelings. She probably would have yelled back or maybe pulled away or withdrawn. And they both would have felt disconnected from one another. So if you're feeling disconnected with your partner, there's some things that you need to dig deeper down to find out what's going on. And that's what Joe and I did in this situation. So this is one way that you can help to connect with your partner. If you discover the root of an event that's triggering for you, and then address the problem in a healthy way that's not confrontational, but just kind of questioning, then this will bring you and your partner together, and you will have that sense of connection. So feel free to keep journaling or, writing this out if you need to add more to the story and think about it some more. This is heavy work here. So when you're done with all of that, then you'll be ready to move on to the meditation and the yoga practice if you wish this week. And I will see you next week for another wisdom talk. Have a wonderful day.